What's going on, everybody? Brandon here, back with another action figure review. Very exciting. In front of us, more new Toy Story toys. This is awesome. Both of these come from the Disney store. I got mine online. No Disney store close to me, unfortunately. But yes, they're there on the Disney store's website. We got the all-new Eggman moving truck playset and the all-new Pizza Planet truck with lights and sounds. Very excited to dive on in here and take a closer look. All right, the moving truck vehicle playset. This one was 25 bucks on the Disney store. Tons of playability and features here and little figures. It's a moving truck, but on the inside it opens up and it's actually Andy's bedroom. So cool, so exciting. I've seen a lot of Toy Story toys. I've never seen the Eggman moving truck before. So very cool. It doesn't say 30th anniversary anywhere on here as far as I know. But yes, it is definitely celebrating the first Toy Story movie. These are all the little things we get. So very cool. Here's the UPC. I'll leave it for you in the description below with the link. So that way you can hopefully get yours there. Can this focus for you? There you go. Yes. So if you need it, there it is. Very, very exciting, the Eggman moving truck. And here is the Pizza Planet truck, also 25 bucks. This one doesn't open up into a playset or anything, but it's got lights and sounds. So that is really cool. I'm very excited to see what this one does. Honestly, I think it just looks really, really good, spot on. I don't think we've ever gotten one with the back of the truck that's open, so this one does that. So very excited. Again, 25 bucks. Very, very interesting to see like what is the difference between this one versus the other. I feel like we get a lot more bang for our buck with the other one. But hey, if you're nostalgic and you like the Pizza Planet truck, this might be the best version we've gotten yet. It's also worth noting the scale of these right away so you know what you're getting yourself into. The Buzz and Woody figures are not 5-inch figures or 4-inch figures like I was thinking. They are much smaller than the Storyteller figures. These figures are really tiny. They're like maybe 2 inches tall. Well, I'll get a measuring tape so you can see. But yeah, there's like a full-size Sheriff Woody. There's the Storyteller, so you can see exactly what you're in for. These are definitely small figures. All right, you guys, we got everything out of the packaging inside the Eggman Movers truck. We got 2 more bags, which I believe are all of the accessories that we get with that truck. So let's take a look. Here is our first bag. We'll rip this open, and we get a couple of things here. Let's see. What do we get? Attached to some cardboard, it's RC. Cool. And then this, oh, very nice. The Pixar ball. Very nice touch. Very cool. Looks really good, actually. Very nice. And in our second bag, let's see what we got. All right. Our first one is a moving box. Very cool. And inside the box is ham. Like he was packaged to be moved. Very cool. Very nice. There's our little ham. Very cool. Let's see if we can focus in there for you. Yes. There he is. No articulation in that neck, by the way. And the moving box. The box doesn't close or anything. It's just a nice solid plastic box. All right, and next, ooh, Buzz Lightyear spaceship. Very cool. And inside the spaceship, the big one. Very cool. So excited to be able to attach that to Buzz. This is going to be awesome. And we got one more thing in here. And it's Rex. Very cool. And he's got some very nice articulation for a little toy. That is awesome. Very cool. All right, so here's everything we get finally out of the packaging. For 25 bucks, we get the Eggman Movers truck with all these awesome toys. And for 25 bucks, we get the Pizza Planet truck with lights and phrases, sounds, and a couple of toys. So very cool. All right, so here's a better look at our figures that come with the Eggman Movers set. And it's the same Sheriff Woody and Buzz Lightyear that come with the Pizza Planet truck. These look really cool, very nice. There's definitely a lot of playability, some posability, and some very cool options that we get with this set. So again, we get Sheriff Woody, and he's got 5 points of articulation. Buzz Lightyear with the same 5 POA. RC does have movable tires or wheels. It rolls. The Buzz Lightyear box opens. The big one can fit on Buzz's back. Rex does have articulation in his legs and in his head. Ham does not have any articulation. And then the box is just a nice hunk of plastic. And then the ball is not soft or rubbery. It's just like a regular plastic ball. All right, let's see. These figures stand at just over 2 inches. Woody is about 2.5 inches with his hat. Buzz is just over 2 inches, maybe 2.25. So there you have it, roughly 2 inch, 2.5 inch figures. Very interesting for the scale. All right, up close with the figures, here is Buzz Lightyear. He's really cool. He's actually got quite a bit of paint applications for being such a tiny figure. I'm going to try to capture all this for you here. So all of his buttons are painted. His blue sticker's there, his yellow sticker's there, his red button's painted. The arms are missing some paint, the blue sticker here and the red sticker there, and then the laser light bulb there, that's not there. Underneath the feet is green instead of purple. And then here underneath his helmet area, it's all green. But for the most part, all the paint is there. I'm really impressed with this, you guys. The only thing that would have been icing on the cake would be if we had wings, like a separate jetpack with some wings. But hey, wishful thinking, right? So he's got movement in his head, side to side, which is great. Movement in his arms, goes back that far, forward that far. Same thing with the other. And then the legs move together. So 5. If you count the legs as 1, then that's 4. But yeah, very cool POA for Buzz. And we do get some great options here with him. We can put the big one right here on his back like that, which is really cool. And it sits kind of low, and you might think, well, that doesn't really make sense. Well, it does if you sit him on RC. That definitely makes sense. So you could sit Buzz down on RC like this. I'm sure there's a better way to do this because I see this peg hole right here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I will play around with this a little bit, but yeah, maybe there's a better way to do that. But yeah, so you could fit Buzz right here on RC, and then RC can roll back and forth. So that's pretty cool. I do see the option for Woody on RC. Unfortunately, my RC, like the black paint, I guess was kind of lame. I thought some of the paper was there, so I tried to scratch it off. Yes, definitely there's paper there. And what happened when I tried to scratch off the paper? I scratched off black paint. Holy smokes. So, yeah, that's not cool. But I will say, very nice RC, very good size overall. They could have made it smaller and saved more money, but they didn't. It's a really good size, and it's got all the paint apps. Everything's there, and the antenna, which is awesome. So that is really cool. RC rolls with no problems at all. Really cool. So you can create that scene where Buzz and Woody are on RC chasing the Eggman mover truck. Woody also has 5 POA. His hat does not come off. I'm going to try to focus in there for you so you can see that. Yeah. So he's got 5 POA. There's his head. There's his arm. There's his other arm. And then his legs move together as well. So if you count that as 1, then it's 4 POA. But still pretty good. And then he's got a hole in his back. So very easily and clearly I can tell, okay, this is for this. And it goes into there like that. And that's pretty cool. And then Buzz, it's still a mystery to me. I see he's got a peg hole on his foot, so like he could stand there, I guess. But that's not really what we want, right? I don't know. Is it? I think Buzz is supposed to be sitting also. And then he's got the rocket behind him. Maybe there was no other way they could do it, so Buzz has to stand. Yeah, I think so. I think Buzz has to stand. I don't think that's going to work. Well, okay. Yeah, we could do that. You risk messing up your Buzz like this because his legs are now in a wider stance. But, I mean, it looks better. It looks more like the movie. So, there it is. There's Buzz with the wider stance. I'm happy to do it because I have another Buzz. But if you only got one Buzz, maybe don't do this. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't think we've ever been able to achieve that like this in such a small scale before. I know there were some Thinkway toys they did a while ago, and you were able to sort of achieve this with those toys. Or maybe it was Mattel. I think it was Mattel. I think they were smaller scale. But hey, that is really cool. For 25 bucks, I didn't think we'd be able to do that. So that is really cool. The other option that you have for Buzz, I'm going to leave that there, is he's got this plug in his back, which is also not just for the big one, Rocket, but you can put him in his toy box like this. Like he's just crashed down into Andy's bedroom, and he's on Andy's bed, and he's in his Buzz Lightyear box. There's no artwork or anything on the front of the box, but hey, man, that is really cool. I really dig that. If you're a kid and you need a playset on the go, this is so cool. How awesome is that? Buzz fits in there very, very nicely. So, yeah, let me see if I can focus in there for you so you can see. Yeah, very nice. Looks really good. Of course, there's a lot of missing paint apps, but for 25 bucks, I mean, this is really stellar work. Very, very happy with it. Taking a look at the rest, here is Rex. He looks awesome. The detail, the paint apps, it's really, really well done. So, yes, let me focus in there for you on Rex. Look at that bright green. That is so cool. Very accurate to what we see in the film. His arms don't have any articulation at all. They're just sculpted in there. So his head moves, and then we've got both his legs that move separately. So that's great. No articulation for the tail. But all in all, he looks really good. Very happy to have Rex. He looks great. Ham is just a solid piece of plastic. There's no articulation at all. You'd think in the head there would be, but no. And then that's about it for him. Again, just a solid piece of plastic. And then here is the ball, the Pixar ball. It's just like hollow plastic on the inside. So yeah, that's it. And then here is the box, the moving box. I would, if I was crafty, I'd get some tape and a little marker and write Andy's Toys. It's definitely possible, doable, but yeah, it's just a box. And you can put Ham in there, like, you know, he's got his moving buddy Rex. Rex is not going to fit in that box. But yeah, Woody would probably fit in that box. Yeah, Woody and Ham. Yeah, they'd fit in that box pretty good. Great. For the Eggman mover truck, here it is. We've got one solid side that says Eggman Movers, moving the most, coast to coast on the back. And then on the other side, I think, is where all the play features happen. So we've got 6 tires in total, and yes, they move and roll, so that's great. So yes, the truck moves very nicely. The tires are a nice, soft rubber, so that's great. The truck and trailer are separate, although I don't know how to disconnect them once I connected them. I think with doing what I just did, I just somehow opened it. So let me try to close that up, and then we can open that again. So that way you can see it from this side. So we've got the thing in the back, which does close, but you're going to want to lift that up like that. And then you can start to see the inside of Andy's room. And then this just comes up and goes out like that. And so now we are in Andy's bedroom. How cool is this? We've got the racetrack. We've got the blue rug. We've got Andy's bed. We've got a bookshelf. We've got, wow, even the window. How cool is that? Oh, man, this is an awesome playset. And then we've got, what do we got here? Something happens here. Oh, what the heck? Is that storage? That's really, oh, what? Oh, that is cool. You could, you could make it like the Woody bed sheets from before Buzz showed up. How cool is that the Mickey Mouse watch is there, even though it's not with Mickey on the dial? It's still very cool. ABC Roundup. Man, this is sweet. You guys, this is an A-plus playset. If I was a little kid, I would definitely take this with me everywhere on the go to play. So let's open this again. So we've got this compartment here, and it looks like we can store some toys there, which is great. So if you don't want to, have your Sheriff Woody moving around and stuff. You could put him in there and he's nice and safe. Put your Ham in there. I don't know, Ham might not work. Ham doesn't work. But you could put, whatever stuff you want there. The rocket ship would probably fit in there. Yeah, I don't think Ham's going to fit in there. Buzz would fit in there for sure. And let's see. Yeah, there's a rocket. The rocket fits. Buzz fits. I don't think RC would fit. So that's about it as far as stuff that you could fit in there. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And then you could close that up. It actually closes. So very nice. Very cool presentation overall. Ham looks like he's just chilling in there. I think I'm going to play around with this. This is so cool. If you're a kid, you would have a blast having your own Toy Stories going on in Andy's bedroom. I got the Pixar ball right here. We're going to test it on this ramp. It's supposed to be a spiral ramp that Buzz goes down with the toy car, but hey, that works too. And it took off. How about RC? Will that work? Let's see. Yeah, that works too. Very cool. Very nice overall. The presentation, absolutely fantastic. And I really do like this a lot. I'll show you just a little bit more so that way you can see. Try to get some better lighting for you. And try to keep everything in focus. It's tough with tiny toys. Everything is so small, but they look so cool. Definitely, if you have little kids, this is not for them. No choking hazards, so definitely got to be a little bit older. Definitely not a baby or a toddler for sure. Here is one more look at the playset. All in all, I just think it was such a fun idea. And my hat's off to Disney for this one. They really made a special playset here. So looks really, really good for Andy's bedroom. On the inside, there's Buzz and Woody. To close up the truck, we just take this and go like that. And then there's a couple of grooves right here that click into place. They don't really click very well, but it just kind of helps keep it in place. But it does it does open very easily. So you could, see these right here, these little tabs, they go into there. They go into those little holes right there. So just close that. And unfortunately doesn't really like to stay put, It's got to be simple and easy enough for a kid to open. So, but that's what the inside of the moving van looks like when you got it like that. And then you take this and we'll close that like that. That kind of helps give it its shape a little bit more. And then there you go. There's the moving truck. And on the front side, the doors do not open, but you can put Buzz and Woody in there. I don't know why Buzz and Woody would be driving the moving truck, but I mean, I guess you got to do something with them. So, yeah, I am having a very hard time getting Woody's hands on that steering wheel. Oh man, maybe it's supposed to be easier if you're a kid, if you got smaller hands. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that alone for a little bit. Woody's having a hard time getting it there. Oh man. Okay, it is doable though, and I'm sure if I had more time and patience, I could make it happen. Let me fix my lighting there so that way you can see Woody in the truck. And then of course Buzz isn't going to have a hard time because he doesn't have to hold the steering wheel. He can just sit down right there, and that's great. I did have the truck, the front end, detached from the trailer, and I don't know how to do that now. I guess I don't really need to, but yeah, that's just something important to know. Like the trailer could be on its own without the truck. You could pull it off. I just don't know how. Here's the underside of the truck. If you need any of that information, it just says the Disney Store. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me flip that around so you can see that. Ooh, I think we do get stands, which is pretty cool. So that way, man, there's got to be a way to do this. I think the truck can stand on its own, or the trailer can stand on its own without the truck. So let me show you this. Looks like it says the Netherlands. Very interesting. It says Disney Store Ltd. Very interesting. Cool. And then, yeah, look at this. There's these little kickstands that come out, so that way the truck and trailer can be separate. And then how do you do it? How do you detach it? I don't know. Very interesting. Oh, there it is. I did it. Okay, so here's what that looks like. And it's got this thing here. And then here's what this looks like. Maybe it's like a press and release, so you go forward and then come back. That's what I'm guessing. But yeah, there it is. So the trailer can be on its own without the truck. How cool is that? Very nice. And here's a shot of Buzz and Woody on RC chasing the Eggman Movers truck. I wish I had my Scud. I couldn't find the one from Burger King or the one in the blind bag, the little mini ones that Mattel did, but there's definitely some potential to recreate some movie moments. All right, you guys, check out the Pizza Planet truck. This thing looks awesome. This has got to be by far the best looking Pizza Planet truck I have ever seen, hands down, for a toy. It's got some awesome features and some playability, so we're going to look at that. But I mean, overall, look at the presentation of this thing. It looks phenomenal, and what it can do is even better. So let's take a better look at this truck. What an incredible job Disney Store has done with this one. Just a great looking piece. All right, I had to dim my lighting so you guys can see this. We've got the on and off switch down here. We'll just flip that. Then you push this button right here, which looks like a gas door. How cool is that? Wow, and it stays on. We'll press it again. Turns off, press it again. That is so cool. And it stays on. So it's one headlight. And of course the Pizza Planet rocket ship that is lit up. And that just looks so good. And I believe, yes, it stays on the whole time. And you can turn it off when you want to. So that is really sweet. That's great. I think it just makes the one sound, and that's it. Very cool. All right, so taking a further look at this, look at all these windows. That is so cool. And this one on the side actually opens. How cool is that? Very nice, very clear acrylic windows all throughout, and it looks so good. This one opens too. That is so nice. I think that's awesome. Oh, I turned them on accident. And then the doors open, both doors open from underneath the latch. And yeah, that is super cool. On the other side too, the same thing. The latch opens the door. And just like that. Well, that's tricky. There we go. Okay, got it open. Very nice. On the inside there's not a whole lot going on. But, I mean, it's actually... You know, it's more impressive than I thought it would be. There's a dashboard. There's no gas pedal, but there's the shifter. There's this bench for the seat. Oh, I turned them on again. And then the steering wheel, does it actually rotate? No. Does it? I don't want to break it. No, the steering wheel does not rotate, but that's okay. There's another look inside there, so that way you can see what's going on. And Buzz and Woody do fit in there. I got them right here from the moving box. So we'll put Buzz in there. He's safer in the cockpit than the cargo bay. He's a smart guy. So we'll put him in there. And he can hold the steering wheel, of course. It's going to be difficult, but yes, he can do it. I got one hand on there, so that works. And that's nice. And then we'll put Woody in the cargo bay. So this opens up like this, which is really cool. And then that opens up like that. And look at all that trash and stuff. And that wonderful toolbox that smacks Woody is back there. That is so funny with the Pizza Planet trash. I love it. So we can put Woody right back there. And he's going to have a wonderful time on this drive. Yes, we know he will. So yeah, there it is. There's Woody back there. We'll close that up. And this is such a fun toy. So cool. I am still in shock that we finally got Such an awesome, accurate Pizza Planet truck with playability and just some really awesome features. That's so cool. It even, look at this, we got even stickers back here and the license plate, if it'll focus in there. Let me see, can I get it to focus? Yeah, okay, so, sort of. It looks like it says 55 with a slash through it. And then this, I'm not sure what that is. If you know what that is, let me know. Looks like a mouse. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's a mouse. It says, oh, K-Rat FM. That's what it says on there. There's the meh face. It says truck. And then it says RES 1536 for the license plate. And then there's one other thing here. It says, how's my driving? And it says, ha 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 ha. So that is really funny. Great stuff. Overall, really happy to have this truck. It looks dirty and grimy all throughout it, if you can tell. Kind of hard to pick up on camera, but like there's like a crummy dry wash over it, like to make it look really crummy and grimy. So that is really sweet, man. For 25 bucks, I think they absolutely killed it. This is such a cool piece and one that I'm so happy to have in the collection. All right, for some size comparisons, here we have them next to the Mattel blind bags. These are the minis that they did for a really long time, and the name escapes me at the moment. If I remember the name, I'll put the link below, or I'll put the name on the screen here. But yeah, there's like a bunch of these little mini guys that they did for quite some time for Toy Story. So yeah. Here's another comparison with some more of those Mattel blind bag guys. Bunch of different ones that they all fit in, kind of, sort of. You could finagle it. They're definitely similar in size, but of course the proportions and everything are way different. Next up, a size comparison with some Ushis, the little rubbery pencil topper eraser type guys. Here they are, side by side with our new Disney Store figures. All right, next up a size comparison with some vinyl figures. The Forky and Woody on this side are from Pop Mart, and then the rest of these are all blind boxes from Toy Story 4, and I got them at Hot Topic or Box Lunch. I forget what company makes those. If you know, down in the comments below, let me know. So much Toy Story merch, so little time. Next up, here's a size comparison with some Imaginext figures. They look very nice with our new ones, albeit definitely a little taller and a different scale, but they would work well with this playset. All right, and probably the best size comparison I have for you guys with our new Toy Story toys from the Disney Store is gonna be these little blind bags that I got at Disneyland at the end of the Buzz Lightyear ride, Buzz Lightyear Astro Blast in the store. They had these little blind bags, and I think I got every one that they had. So I got some direct comparisons. Unfortunately, I pulled so many of these characters, I was able to get a bunch, but no Buzz and Woody. But you can see like Slinky and Potato Head, those would be great stand-ins because we didn't get those guys. Lotso's going to be too small. The same thing with Bullseye and Jessie, unfortunately. Prickle Pants would work. Dolly would work for sure. There's the RC, so you can see he's too small. Rex, too small. The Hams are pretty close. Zurg's a little smaller, but you could make it work with some perspective. Definitely, Slinky is going to be a win. Potato Head for sure, and Prickle Pants. So I don't know. The last time I was at the Disney Store in Anaheim, California, I did not see those. But last time I was actually inside Disneyland at the end of the Buzz Lightyear Astro Blast ride, they had those blind bags. Let me know in the comments below if you have any of those blind bags. I would love to hear from you. And for a comparison with our vehicles, really it's just the Pizza Planet truck. There's never been, as far as I know, another Eggman moving truck. Maybe? If there has, let me know in the comments below if you think there's been one. So on the left over here, this is the RC that I had when I was a little kid. Toy Story 2, 1999. In the middle, of course, is our new one. And then over here, just before Toy Story 4, this one came out by Imaginext. That was like 2019. So overall, these do look very nice together. This is like a different take, I guess, for you. I think our new one is going to be like on the money, the best one for sure. So if you're looking for like some really good representation of the Pizza Planet truck, in your collection, definitely the new one by Disney Store is going to be the way to go. All right, you guys, that about does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, we got our moving truck playset for 25 bucks and our Pizza Planet truck set for 25 bucks. Each set I got on the Disney Store's website. I'll be sure to leave the links below so you can check them out. I'm sure they'll physically be in the Disney Store soon, if not already. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Populating Andy's room with some more toys, and it just looks awesome. So you could definitely do it with any little toys that you got. This is going to be an awesome playset or backdrop in your shelf. So definitely a lot of fun to be had. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you're going to pick up or pass on this, what you're finding online and in your local areas, and new stuff for Toy Story's 30th anniversary. I'd love to hear from you. As always, you guys, the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, and all the support on the channel has been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, each and every one of you. As I continue to find more new, cool, and awesome stuff, I'll be sure to bring it to you right here. Once again, I'm Brandon. Thanks for watching.